Talk Shit Radio is a Kennedy Studios Productions. The opinions stated by various contributors to Talk Shit Radio and its radio programs are not to be considered as or endorsed by Kennedy Studios Incorporated. Visitors are urged to use their own discretion to draw their own conclusions. All information, products, services, and use of this website is for entertainment purposes only and personal use only. Talk Shit Radio Network does not confirm nor deny the validity or accuracy of the information contained within the website or broadcast. Any services or products provided by Talk Shit Radio Network and its host contributors should be used solely for entertainment purposes only.
Welcome to Talk Shit Radio.
Hello, my name is Michael Minardi. I'm the campaign manager of Regulate Florida, who's going to be actively seeking to put adult use of cannabis on the 2016 ballot. Why? Regulate Florida. I am putting myself out of a job by doing this. I am a criminal defense attorney. My main practice is representing people arrested of marijuana offenses, and I'm sick of it. These are good, hardworking people whose lives are turned upside down by a cannabis arrest, threat, DCF involvement, or other type of sanctions that is coming against them for using cannabis. We want to bring together the people of Florida. We want all the patients, all the users of cannabis to step up and let their voice be heard. Stop being afraid of being persecuted because of speaking out. We need you to stand up. We need you to help out because we need action right now and not apathy. With doing this, we can change the world and we can change the state of Florida for the better.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talk Shit Radio Network, Talk Shit Radio. It is the AM show again. We are glad to be back. I know I'm 5 minutes late, but it took me some time to get shit situated. I got my boards back. My sound boards are all hooked up. I got my new microphone set up here in front of me. I'm not too sure how this is going to work, though, because, yeah, I'm sure you can hear that. But, yeah, you know, I mean, it's a beautiful day out. It's fucking cold out, but it's a beautiful day. I am amazed on how fucking cold it is. I got to be honest with you. I woke up this morning and it was 68 degrees in the house. I froze my patooties off. Looks like it's 42 out here in Spring Hill at the studio. And, well, that might be blaring your ears off there. Let's go ahead and kick that down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so I guess we had a cold snap come in last night that I didn't even know about. And it's definitely cold. Can I have a cigarette, please? I need one this morning. Got a bunch of news over here I'm going to read to you in a little bit. But first thing I'm going to do is talk a little shit here. We got plenty to talk about. Anyway, what are you doing? All right, so went and seen my probation officer again the other day, and she was breaking my balls. I guess she turned on her boss and a couple other people at the office there to the show, which she's like, listen to the first few minutes of the show the other day when I gave her props. And then she says to me, she told him, but don't listen to the rest of it, the first 4 minutes, because the rest of it will just piss you off. So I was laughing. I actually had to go back and listen to the show and see what kind of bullshit I talked, because I didn't want to say, I'm hoping I didn't say anything bad, you know. But, let me light my cigarette here. It is good to be back in the morning time. This opens up that nighttime slot for a couple of the shows that I'm going to be doing. We did have some changes going on. I know I talked about changing the name of the radio network and the radio show and all of that, but it looks like that might not be happening. That doesn't look to be going on. I'm not too sure, you know, what's going to happen with all of that right now. I haven't spoken to Michael Minardi in a while, so I'm hoping that I can get a hold of him and clarify everything and make sure that we're still a go for Regulate Florida Radio Network. If we are, oh, excuse me, I got burps coming out the wrong end. Whew. What the hell I ate last night? Oh, I know what it was. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be, everything's up in the air right now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not too sure what's going on. I know that the studio needs to be moved. I got to get it out of my house and into a commercial location. That is a definite. That is one of the only ways I'm going to be able to expand Talk Shit Radio, and in turn, I'm looking for somebody who has a commercial location who'd be willing to swap some advertising for the use of a spot. So keep that in mind if you know anybody. And for the most part, we're just going to keep bringing you the show. It's the way that we always have been. Going to try and do the best to entertain everyone and see how it goes. Oh, man. God damn. I know that's the only part of the mornings that I don't like is my sinuses always get fucked up. First thing I got that I want to talk about this morning is my computer is shutting down. That is not good. I just went to go talk about the news and I'm losing it. So apparently there's a bill that's being introduced that would make it to where women have to register for the draft. I think that's quite interesting. We've just now, realized that the advantages of women in combat, especially now. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but female aviators. There's statistics out there that prove that women make better helicopter pilots than men. I don't know what it is about the helicopter that women can fly it better than men. I just think that's an interesting fact. So now they want to instill the draft, or not instill the draft, but they want to make it to where women have to register for the draft. So that should be an interesting fact. We should have all sorts of protests and all of that going on. So we'll see where that takes us over the next couple of weeks here. I'll try and keep an eye on that story. Little local news here. We'll jump over into Brooksville. Brooksville man arrested for dealing drugs near a church. The house where Bruce Warren, age 54, was arrested shares Twig Street in Brooksville with 3 churches. So what are you telling me? That just because you caught him, does that mean that everybody else that deals drugs right there on Twig Street is innocent? Because I just drove by there like 2 weeks ago. I was working with my son-in-law and his father, and I went to go pick up lunch, and I decided to drive down Martin Luther King Boulevard because it was the quicker way of where we were coming from. And when I drove by Twig Street, there was a bunch of them just hanging out in the corner right there in Twig and Martin Luther. So you're telling me that none of them there were dealing drugs, which I find that hard to believe. And so there's no churches right there close to the corner? Come on. Time to go in and clean that whole area up. That's just insane. Totally insane over there. What was really insane was there was this Dodge minivan with probably more money in the stereo system than the guy probably spent on his wife and kids and other kids and other kids and all the other kids that he's probably got and so on and so forth. I just thought it was interesting that they post shit like this, and it's like, yeah, okay. So what you're saying is, all right, well, here's the story according to Bay News 9. A man was arrested in Brooksville on Wednesday morning for selling crack cocaine near a church. Hernando County Sheriff deputies arrested Bruce Warren, 54, at his home on Twig Street. Their search of the house revealed crack cocaine, marijuana, packaged for distribution, drug paraphernalia, numerous guns, and rounds of ammunition. Warren was charged on 3 counts of sale and possession of crack cocaine within 1,000 feet of a church as well as the following: possession of a structure for manufacturing controlled substance, trafficking in crack cocaine, possession of methamphetamines, possession of marijuana over 20 grams with the intent to distribute, felony possession of a firearm 2 counts, felony possession of ammo, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Alright, so it's within 1,000 feet of a church. I thought it was a bigger area than that, to be honest with you. I didn't know it was just 1,000 feet, so. Oh, there was a school there too? Warren's house. Yeah, well, that's not what it says in the story, so I don't give a shit about that. His bond, good question. Silent Mish wants to know what the bond was. 11 misdemeanor convictions. He's got 13 previous felonies. There is no bond. Yeah, he's not getting out. Sorry. Oh, we got somebody in the chat room here. Who's in the chat? Is that you in the chat? Yep. He's not getting out, Silent Mish says. Yeah, no, I don't think he is. Not anytime soon. And if this fucking character gets out and is on the streets again, man, I'm going to start a campaign to just fucking, I don't know what, but I'm going to start a campaign. That's all it is to it. I was sitting in Brooksville yesterday waiting for my probation office, and I was listening to 1040 AM. And he was discussing how black people are enraged at President Obama. And, rightfully so. Black people, white people, all sorts of people should be outraged with President Obama. He's let a lot of people down. And in the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I thought he was a great president. I thought he was doing good for the country. But, as time progressed through his presidency, you just seen the bullshit that's going down. And the one thing that this guy was talking about, excuse me, was the conspiracy theories of how President Obama is going to declare martial law. And now I've been saying it, for quite some time now, how, that's the only way he's going to, stop himself from being removed from office. Interesting thing is that as this gentleman was going on and talking, he was talking about this fact and how, from a few of his reliable sources, that are military leaders, high-ranking officers in the military, they've said that is the one order that they will not follow. They will not police or fight their own, the U.S. citizens, their own brethren, so on and so forth. And I just thought it was interesting because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, how misinformed is this guy? Does he not realize that is why we have UN troops here in this country now? Because the U.S. military, there's laws saying that they can't police their own people. So I thought it was interesting. I mean, he's right in one aspect to say what he said, that the American troops, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna follow that order. And any soldier that I know will tell you the same thing, that it's just not going to happen. They're not going to go and be policing up their own troops and shit like that. And wow, my buddy John just sent me a video of his parking lot this morning. Let's see. That's the audio from it. It sounds just like the car door opens.
Almost white out.
Almost white out. Oh shit. Alright, well, I know it's not much to make heads and tails of, but what it is a video showing my buddy John's office up on Long Island and the snow and shit like that, which is pretty fucking wicked. It's almost a whiteout situation going on up there, but so yeah, and I mean, for years I've known that our own troops, they're just not going to do it, but that's part of the reason why I believe the UN was brought in here and brought to this country, United Nations that is, because they can police our own citizens. So With that said, we're going to take a quick break. Talk Shit Radio Network. We're back into the morning hour. The morning drive is on, so we'll be right back. Sit tight.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-260-5460. That's 800-260-5460.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 800-506-8319. 800-506-8319. 800-506-8319. That's 800-506-8319. Attention, this is a public notice from Citizens Disability. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from physical and mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, Citizens Disability can help. You'll be given an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, and deal with Social Security. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. We only get paid if you win your case. There are a number of conditions that could make you eligible for disability benefits, many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Citizens Disability today to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation. 800-432-3916, 800-432-3916, 800-432-3916. That's 800-432-3916.
Hey, we're back. Thanks, everybody, for sticking with me. Listen, these offers that we got on the commercials that we do here, you're not obligated to buy anything. Just inquire about the information, check it out, get some information for yourself. That'll help us out. That'll help Talk Shit Radio Network out a lot. All you got to do is call up the 800 numbers that they provide and check out the information. And again, you're not required to buy anything. Now, a little closer to home here, we're going to come back to Spring Hill. We've got a woman has been arrested on charges of misusing 911. According to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, Carolyn Hammond, 56, was taken into custody on Monday after authorities said she called 911 multiple times during the past few hours. Deputies said paramedics from Spring Hill Fire and Rescue responded to Hammond's Everest Avenue home Monday just after 2 a.m. She also called on the same morning just before 4 a.m. The calls were Hammond's 6th and 7th to the 911 since January 28th, authorities said. When paramedics arrived early Monday, Hammond requested a ride to a hospital. Officials said when authorities told her she was not in any distress, she told them she wanted a ride to the hospital to get some medicine. Paramedics had previously took Hammond to the hospital on Saturday and Sunday. Emergency room physicians told paramedics that Hammond was not suffering from any medical condition when she arrived at the hospital and was released soon after her arrival. After her first call on Monday, Hammond was told she was misusing 911 and another call would prompt her arrest. Later that morning, when she called 911 again, deputies were dispatched to her home. Authorities said Hammond called for medical services again. When evaluated and deemed not suffering from any medical condition, she was placed under arrest and charged with misusing 911 and has bonded out. Jesus, lady. Why not just call a cab? Hernando County's got bus service now. Fuck. Take a bus. My God, you need to fucking dope that much? Jesus. People, come on now. Let's really get a grip here, you know? It's a little out of hand. People are just acting like fucking idiots, I gotta be honest with you. Alright, so let's bring this window over here. I got a few other local stories. First one is attempted homicide suspect nabbed by Brooksville PD. Within hours of learning of the whereabouts of two fugitives who were wanted out of Polk County on weapons charges, Brooksville police executed a search warrant and successfully apprehended the suspects early this morning. This is actually posted, let's see, this is a story from yesterday, the 4th, I believe. What's today? Today's the 5th? Yeah, today's the 5th. Excuse me. Well, this was on the 4th. According to Captain Rick Hankins, 28-year-old Jabbar Rasad Bryan, boy, his parents must not have liked him. These names are getting out of hand, too. 24 and 28-year-old Jabbar Rashawn Bryan and 24-year-old Seth Arnett Brunson Jr., both of Lakeland, were wanted in connection with an attempted homicide out of Polk County. Hankins says they received information last night that the suspects were hiding the author of this article should be smacked in the head. They were hiding in the Crest Apartments on Hickory Street, hoping to catch the suspects before they moved out of the area. Police surrounded the apartment and executed the search warrant about 7 a.m. Both men were taken into custody without incident. Well, the one looks like a chick, so. Brunson faces charges of attempted murder, shooting into an occupied dwelling, among other charges. Bryan is charged with shooting into an occupied dwelling, aggravated assault, and a felon in possession of firearms. Okay, well, that's good. We got two douchebags off the street. Two other individuals were arrested at the scene on unrelated charges. A vehicle was reported stolen out of Polk County, was recovered, and towed back to the Brooksville Police Headquarters. Well, way to go, Brooksville PD. These guys look like a bunch of wannabe soldiers here. I gotta be honest with you. Let's see, who's the towing company? Can't see. Anyway, just shows a bunch of pictures of the Piggly Wigglies in their SWAT uniforms and all of that shit. So, we've got another story out of Pasco County. It apparently says that Brick finally captured after high-speed pursuit. Now, Brick is the guy's name. San Antonio, Pasco County, after a near two-month-long manhunt, the suspect, deputies say, fired shots and tried to ram family members with a vehicle Christmas Eve, is finally behind bars in Pasco County. Yesterday, the news agency received information that a high-speed pursuit was underway in the area of Bellamy Brothers Road involving a white U-Haul truck style. The driver, 29-year-old Michael Brick, led law enforcement on a pursuit that began in Pasco County, entered Hernando County, and then eventually returned back into Pasco County, where Brick was finally captured. During a similar pursuit last month, Brick crashed through a fence on Ben's Roush Road and fled on foot. Deputies searched the area by ground and by air for several hours, but he was never located. Brick remains behind bars at the Pasco County Jail at this time, and he is held without bond. When Brick returns to Hernando County, he will face charges of aggravated assault, discharging a firearm, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and domestic aggravated assault. This guy seems like a real winner. This He looked kind of like Spockish. He's got some pointy ears here going on. But who am I to judge? I got a big nose, so. All right, so here's one that I'm real happy about. I'm glad this guy's being charged. This guy's a real douchebag. The headlines read, and then I'm going to pause real quick, and I'll let that sink in. And then I'm going to read it again, and then I'm going to pause again and let that sink in. It says, years of child sexual abuse comes to an end. Okay. Again, that says years of child sexual abuse comes to an end. The road to recovery is just beginning for a girl who fell victim to a man she says sexually battered her for several years. According to officials, 36-year-old Robert Elmer Purchase faces 4 counts of sexual battery and 4 counts of lewd and lascivious after having sexual contact with a victim that began when she was just 10 years old. This guy deserves to be put into general population and beat to death. This guy's a real fucking disgusting, pathetic piece of garbage. This is the type of piece of shit we need off our streets. It goes on to say, the victim claims Purchase touched her breast, her vagina, and performed oral sex on her over the course of 5 years. The victim also revealed that Purchase used sex toys that he bought online on her on at least one occasion. During the interview with detectives, Purchase admitted to some of the allegations and says that he would fondle the victim on almost a daily basis. Purchase was booked into the Hernando County Jail Wednesday, where he is held on $80,000 bond. Well, I don't think $80,000 bond is enough, because if he's got some scumbag who he knows, it's only $8,000 to get him out. I think it should be $800,000, because then it's $80,000 to get his sorry fuck ass out. This guy is the epitome of disgusting. This guy deserves a beating every day from the time he wakes up, every 10 minutes to give him, a few minutes to recover from the first one, then another beating, and then another, and then another, and then they should stick the canines on him and let the canines fondle his nuts with their teeth. I'm sorry, but I cannot stand anyone who sexually assaults a child. They deserve to rot in hell. If I ever found out anything like that ever happened to one of my girls, and you know what? I knock on wood. Wow. Damn. That's the new mic stand we got. Anyway, I thank God that nothing like that was ever brought to my attention about my girls, and I do believe that nothing has ever happened like that to my girls, because I have the relationship with my girls to where they would both come to me and tell me, because they, I do believe, would love to see the perpetrator taken apart piece by piece, because that's the type of person I am. I would just completely and utterly shred this person. You know what? Drug dealers within, 1,000 foot of a church, a lady calling 911. You know what? I could overlook all of that. If I was a cop, I'd be like, okay, you fucked up. Don't do it again, or we're going to put you in prison. But a child molester, I'm sorry. I would be one of those cops on the news that accidentally discharged his firearm at a suspect. I would have to kill the fucker myself. Tried, convicted, and sentenced, all within a few minutes of me getting to the scene. I'm sorry. It's the way it should be done with sexual offenders. There shouldn't be no innocent until proven guilty. 10 years old, you molested this girl for 5 years. The scars, you could take a razor blade and cut her face to pieces. Those wounds will heal, all right? And she'll be left with minor scars. The scars that this man left will never, ever heal, ever. I don't care. I personally know that. I know that rape victims never truly get over it. I've spoke to a few. It's just a fact. You just don't ever get over something like that. But with that thought, we're going to get a couple more commercials on. You listen to the Talk Shit Radio Network. We're back in the morning, guys. I really appreciate everybody listening. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. Call 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. 800-281-4224. That's 800-281-4224. You're the owner or manager of a growing business. Hey, that's great, but to keep growing, you need to find the best new employees available. Finding good employees is nearly impossible, and job posting is expensive. At Catalyst 5, we've developed a fast solution to help you find great employees and save money. In just 5 minutes, you can post your job to hundreds of social media sites and job boards. You'll reach thousands of top quality candidates that can help your business grow. Plus, we even include a free customized mobile site to help manage your job replies in one user-friendly location. And we're 75% less expensive than the major job boards. Call now to sign up for free. Find your next employee right now, free for a limited time by calling now. 800-368-0123. 800-368-0123. 800-368-0123. That's 800-368-0123.
Hey, this is Lewis Kennedy with Talk Shit Radio Network. You having trouble with your AC? Is it not cooling down your house enough? Is it cold outside and cold inside? Well, go ahead and give a call to my friend Danielle at AC Magic Heating and Air Conditioning at 352-556-5212. They're located at 13440 Chambord Street, Brooksville, Florida. They can take care of all your needs, and tell them we sent you at Talk Shit Radio Network. All right, we are back with Talk Shit Radio Network. I was talking about how this asshole who raped this kid for 5 years deserves to rot in jail. And Felicia just came out of her bedroom and wants to ask me something. What's up, baby doll? Can Hayden use my lawnmower to cut Betty Ray's lawn today? She hates being on the air. Hates it. You got to see her face. She turned so red. You used to come in the morning and fuck with me. Uh-huh. She says it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, too. Actually, I'm not. I slept like 12 hours. I went to bed like 7:30. What was it, like 7:30 last night? 8 o'clock, maybe the most. Passed out on the couch. What do you need? You want to use the lawnmower, the weed whacker, the blower, all that good stuff? Yeah. Whatever. What's the plan? How are you going to get it over there? You're going to put it in your car? It's never going to fit. If I have to, I'll drive him out there. It'll fit better in my car. I just know by the size. What is your car? A Kia, a Hyundai, what? Oh, man. Got gas so bad. Yeah, she drives a little Hyundai Accent. She wants to put my lawnmower in the trunk and my weed whacker, and it's not going to fit, baby. Well, it may fit partially, but it's going to stick out pretty far, so. Yeah. You're so cute when you wake up, you know that? She's grumpy as fuck. No, you're actually pretty pleasant, I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, just give me like 10 minutes. I'm off the air, and then I'll take them out there in my car. Besides, my car's fixed now. I fixed it yesterday. I put a new fucking piece on it. And it didn't cost me $500 like I originally thought. It cost $63 to fix the car. Remember how I was saying, I've been talking about my car being all fucked up for the longest time. My front end's been fucked up, and you know you drove it. You'll go get ready, goddammit. Holy shit. I've been talking about the front end of my car has been fucked up for quite some time. I got a Dodge Magnum. Now, I love my Magnum, don't get me wrong. The bitch is badass. But, you know, she's got 190-something thousand miles on her. She's seen better days. And front end started wobbling, and so I brought it to my buddy Mikey, Mike the mechanic. We do a bunch of bits with him all the time. I've got, you know, Brooksville Bob calls Mike the mechanic, and you know, I was in fear of it costing me $500 plus because I listened to people who call themselves mechanics, who are actually just people who change parts for a living. That's really all they do. They're not real mechanics, but so I brought it to him. We put it up on the lift in his garage, and sure as fuck, $63 or $65 or whatever it was. I think it was like $75 after, you know, I gave him a couple bucks. I maybe spent $100 after paying him for his labor and everything, you know what I mean? But that's friend prices, you know, that's friend prices. Now, don't underestimate what I'm saying. If you guys need a real good mechanic, you can go to facebook.com/Kennedy Studios /TalkShit TV, or you can look me up, Lewis Kennedy, on Facebook. I'll go ahead and I'll turn you on to Mikey's phone number, and we'll get you in contact with him, and we'll get you an awesome mechanic for real reasonable rates. And the main thing with Mikey is you get what you pay for. You're not going to pay a bunch of money and not get a bunch of work. He's going to do the work that you're paying for, and it's going to be right, because let's face it, you know, Mikey doesn't like to have things come back to him. And that's the good thing about him, you know, he fixes it one time and it's done, it's over with, you don't have to worry about it, unless it's something stupid and, you know, there's other problems outlying with it, then you have to understand that happens. But for the most part, like I said, you know, he's a great mechanic, he's my best friend, he's been working on my shit for years, and he's taught me a lot about what I know about mechanics, and that's why I say, you know, people that call themselves mechanics, because I've had a few other people look at my car and they said one thing was wrong with it when I knew that's not what was wrong with it, you know, but, and, you know, as suspected, but, all right, we've got something that's trending on Facebook right now, and it's Raphael Schumacher, his condition of the actor who is in a coma after a hanging scene worsens, report says. Schumacher went into a coma after a hanging scene went wrong on stage in Italy. He was assisted by a medical student in the audience, but Italian newspapers report he is not responding to treatment. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe the Actors Union and the Actors Guild should do a little something more to protect performers, because let's face it, you know, just when you think you got all the safety features worked out and everything you need to worry about worked out, something like this goes wrong. And somebody who is just trying to entertain and perform for people ends up getting hurt. It's a shitty situation, definitely, for everyone. Anyway, moving forward, we're going to be broadcasting live in the mornings again. I'm bringing the show back into the AM hour. Going to probably, you know, do it 8 o'clock in the morning like we're here to about 8:45. As time progresses through, we'll go ahead and we'll boost that back up to an hour show. And state of emergency, 9 people with the Zika virus in Florida. All right, so silent mistress brought to my attention, state of emergency, counties affected by the Zika virus. We have 9 people who are infected with the Zika virus. Santa Rosa County, up in the Panhandle, Hillsborough County, Lee County, and Miami-Dade County. Isn't that fucking wonderful? So now we got the Zika virus here in Florida.
And we know that it is...
Talk into the microphone.
And we know that it is transferred by sexual intercourse, and we also know that it's been transferred by kissing. So
don't kiss nobody and don't fuck nobody who's been bitten by a mosquito. Moral of the story. No, you don't know. On a serious note, you really have no way of telling. It falls back to the whole thing about these mosquitoes. Listen, let's get those puddles of water dried up. Let's get those flower pots out in the back of your house dried up. Let's get those buckets emptied. Let's not give these little fuckers a breeding ground. Is that my little? Oop, yep, that's my little Angela. I knew I heard your voice over there. Let's not give them a place to fester. You know, that's the bottom line. Don't even, we all got to do our part. The only thing that sucks is they're going to start spraying that malathion again, and that shit really kills me, man. Yeah, big time allergic to that. It's like me smelling sulfur. God, that shit's horrible. What? Because he was being a pain in the ass, and I can hear his footsteps through the microphone. Yeah, Harley, go lay down. Anyway, we got about 3 minutes left. I want to thank everybody who's listening to the show. Thank everybody who's been sticking with us. We've got a lot of things going on, a lot of changes I'm trying to make. Going to get the studio back set up the way I need it to be set up. We'll probably going to be getting the cameras set up here in a few days. We'll be able to you'll be able to view me on YouTube as well as on listen to us on Spreaker. Just a bunch of shit we're trying to get accomplished here, and I can't do it without any of your help. And that brings me to these ads and stuff that I play on the show. If you guys will just give them a call and inquire about it, that'll help bring some money into Kennedy Studios. If anybody knows anybody who needs some real good, cheap advertising, we got real reasonable rates for a quality product. I turn it out myself. I produce it myself. And a lot of shit going on that we're trying to accomplish. I need a commercial studio, so if anybody knows anybody who's willing to trade some advertising dollars for the use of a commercial location, that would come in handy too, because that'll give me the capabilities of bringing in salesmen and then really expanding the show, bring in other hosts, and we could blow the show up again. I'd really love to get the show back up to about 5 different hosts, to where I've got 5 different people to sit here and engage with, which would also prompt me to put the show back up to 3 hours a day. We would go from 8 in the morning till 11, maybe 7 to 10. I don't know, if I would change that slot or not. Probably 7 to 10, or 8 to 11. I'm sorry, which is a pretty good time slot that we had there originally. So I'm looking forward to all these changes going on. Good morning, Hayden. How are you? Not good. A stomach bug. Uh-oh, he got bit by a mosquito. Hayden's just joined us. Hayden was actually on the show when we first started the show. You were here with me from the beginning, weren't you, Hayden? I think so, yeah. You were here from the beginning, weren't you? Yeah. Yep. Hayden was one of the hosts when we first brought the show to you guys in the beginning. Hayden was actually that voice of reason in the studio. When I started going off on some bullshit or some inaccurate information, Hayden was all quiet and in the corner getting the right information. And he always reminded me, hey, you can't say that and shit like that. And, so yeah, that was back when we were on the FM and the AM. So that was good times. Good times. Good times. So anyway, got 2 more commercials we're going to play here. Well, actually, I got 1 more commercial. It was about 28 seconds long. And I'm going to give her a quick shout out. Hey, shh. Going to give her a quick shout out while I'm on the air here. AC Heating and Magic, if you guys are having problems with your heat, problem with your AC, because I know shit's going back and forth. One day it's nice, one day it's cold. Just call Danielle up, and we'll get that commercial going right here. She'll take care of you. We'll send somebody out and just mention that you heard the ad on Talk Shit Radio Network, and they'll take care of you. Hey, this is Louis Kennedy with Talk Shit Radio Network. You having trouble with your AC? Is it not cooling down your house enough? Is it cold outside and cold inside? Well, go ahead and give a call to my friend Danielle at AC Magic Heating and Air Conditioning at 352-556-5212. They're located at 13440 Chambord Street, Brooksville, Florida. They can take care of all your needs, and tell them we sent you at Talk Shit Radio Network.